Right, I cannot let this one slide. This went just too far yesterday. Look, I got home, I was chilling, I chucked on some MMA live streams, just wanted to have a good time, and then I heard this absolutely bizarre take from an Israel Adesanya fan. This person goes by the name of MMA Joey, and he is such a Israel Adesanya glazer. He's got this giant painting of him in the background of his office. Now, look, I can understand, right? A lot of fans want Izzy to get back into the title picture, but what I heard out of this dude's mouth was just absolute cope. And honestly, I don't know whether or not he's saying it seriously or hoping that someone with more eyes on their channel than me does what I'm about to do in this video. Now, I need to say this, right? MMA Joey at times does some really good work. Like, he was spot on about the Leon Edwards being a hypocrite thing. Sometimes he does great work, but oftentimes I think he just says things to try and annoy people, to be like completely contradictory to the rest of the MMA community, to just stand out from them and try and be different. And as well, like, I mean, I can understand people just, you put out so many videos, you say so many things, you say things that you don't really mean or just slip out. Like in one of my videos personally, right, I once said that the Nate Diaz performance against Leon Edwards was shockingly good. And that was just a dumb thing to come out of my mouth. What I meant to say was Nate Diaz had a shockingly good moment, but I make these videos very quickly. I sit down early in the morning, I punch them out, I go off to work. You know, stuff just happens. I understand that. I don't think these clips that I'm going to show you, I don't think these were that, because he says it very clearly and stares directly at the camera when he says it, and then goes on to say, I will stand by that, right? So, just unbelievable. And the second one is the one that really got me, okay? The first one, I was like, that's wrong. That's very wrong. But it's the second one that was just too far. And I was like, nope, no. I've got to, someone needs to say something about this, okay? Look, Jamal Hill will save Gilbert Burns' kids in a crowd as Sean Strickland jumps over the top. Everyone will talk about the fight. And I'll point out when Jamal Hill does a good job, he's earned that, okay? But when someone does a bad job, I will jump on their backs as well. And this is one of those moments. It's time to jump on MMA Joey's back, because I don't understand what is going through his head when he says these things. So the second one is the most ridiculous one. Unfortunately, I've got to save that until after I got to play the first one first. So let's do the first one straight ahead. If you want to see the second one, if I have time today, I might start. I'll timestamp it down there in the comments. You can just jump straight to the second one if you want to. But the first one is just, God. Okay, let's show the mindset of these cringe lord Israel Adesanya fans. And I wanted to show this specifically because so much of the MMA community has turned on Israel Adesanya. Like, so much of Izzy's fan base has gone because he's just so cringy. Like, straight away with Sean Strickland out of the picture, Israel Adesanya jumps straight back on Twitter with the cringe lines of, my story was written long ago. And they're like the list of the cringy things, right, frozen like Elsa, that Israel Adesanya has said, there would be a whole video on its own. So I don't understand how he still has all these fans that are just backing him ridiculously. Like, they just back him no matter what. And MMA Joey seems to be the one at the front of that, which is another reason that he's copping it today. So he goes ahead on his live stream to ask his audience, why do you think that most of the MMA community don't think that Israel Adesanya deserves another title shot? He wants to know why Dricus Du Plessis fans do not want Dricus matched up against Israel Adesanya. Have a look, and then he shares his reason as to why.
Anybody know why? A lot of the fan base is so adamant they don't want Adesanya to get the next title fight. You guys know why that is, right? They say he's not deserving, but that's not what they care about. Do you know what the real reason is why? Let's multitude of reasons, but the main reason is they think he beats DDP and they don't want him to beat DDP. He's most likely going to TKO DDP, and they don't want that at all. which is hilarious.
The nerve of this guy. The nerve of this guy. How can he be serious, right? Israel Adesanya doesn't deserve a title shot next because Israel Adesanya doesn't deserve a title shot next. He's 1 win, 2 losses in his last 3 fights, right? He was barely dominant, winning by split decisions, yeah, and then lost his belt, won it back, and then instantly lost it again, okay? He was not dominant, right? And we're going to cover this dominant loss as well because MMA Joey goes on to talk about that. But he was dominated by Sean Strickland. It wasn't even close. I'm pretty sure Sean Strickland won every single round of that fight. That's just off the top of my head. Usually, a champion will get a rematch if it's a close fight or if they've had a long winning streak. Israel Adesanya was given the long winning streak rematch clause that we all just seem to come up with. It's not written anywhere, but it's just something that we all agree on. Izzy was given that. He was given that opportunity, and then he went ahead and lost it again in a fight that wasn't even close. So how can he just go up and get another title shot? He doesn't just get infinite title shots, right? Look how hard the boys at lightweight have to work their way back into the picture. He needs to fight a contender. He should be fighting Khamzat Chimaev, or honestly, there should be a rematch with Robert Whittaker. Their second fight was dead close. They were both dominant, right? Izzy dominant, and like what Robert Whittaker was as good as a Max Holloway. You know what I mean? Like just that contender that was always there. They're both coming off 1 loss. A Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker rematch, while Dricus and Sean rematch, is the perfect way to sort out this situation, okay? Obviously, the person that deserves another shot at the title right now is Sean Strickland. They were neck and neck. Look how much the fans are arguing over it. It is literally coming down to the subjective choice of one of the judges that is sitting down watching that fight. It is so close. And this argument of, oh, they're just worried that Dricus Du Plessis will lose. No. Sean Strickland could easily win the second fight. Easily, with just a little bit more grit, a little bit more push, just going a little bit harder, Sean Strickland could easily win that fight. And Dricus versus Israel Adesanya, I mean, Dricus's grappling didn't look great against Sean Strickland, did it? It didn't look great. And Dricus rushes in with his chin up. Izzy could probably win that fight. Like, if Izzy goes ahead and does the work, he could fight Dricus in a deserving way, and he could probably win it. Dricus fans aren't scared of that. That's the game. They just don't want to see this dude get infinite title shots for literally no reason, just because he's the face of a UFC video game. The next clip, right? The next thing that this fine, healthy individual of MMA Joey said was that Sean Strickland didn't dominate Israel Adesanya, that it was a fluke. And then he goes on to say that, oh, yeah, I mean, Sean did win every round, but you can lose every round and still not be dominated. Look.
I'll stand behind this. Look, I know it's not a popular opinion, but Strickland's win over Izzy was a fluke. Yeah, dude, if Izzy would have moved forward, I think he would have had a lot more success. He just didn't want to fight that entire fight, and people act like that was... Like, I hear motherfuckers saying, yeah, that was such a dominant victory. It wasn't even close. Dude, it wasn't that dominant. He won every round, but, and I know that's kind of you can win every round and still not be dominant.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The amount of cope that you need to have to think that that wasn't close, right? I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand how they love him so much. He's so cringy. He fights with just leg kicks from range to try and eke out a decision while talking about how he's going to bury people and put them in an urn. It's nonsense. It's so weird to just glaze this guy, ride him so hard. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these Israel Adesanya fans. I don't understand how he can just lose the championship. This idea that Sean Strickland fluked it is ridiculous. I honestly believe that Sean Strickland beats Israel Adesanya 7 or 8 times out of 10. Why is that? Because Sean Strickland's style is to hold up that amazing defensive guard that he has. It's such a good defensive guard, the Philly shell, and march forward. And Israel Adesanya's style is to stay at range and pick shots. And when Israel Adesanya's style can't control that range because Sean Strickland is coming forward, they are diametrically opposed style of fights. The whole point of MMA is that styles make fights. And Izzy's style, the weakness of Izzy's style, is Sean Strickland's style. I honestly believe that Sean Strickland wins that fight 7 or 8. Now, why do I say 7 or 8 times? Because Izzy's style is to back up and pick shots, which means Izzy can flatline Sean Strickland the right way. Like exactly how Israel Adesanya flatlined Alex Pereira, Izzy could do that to Sean Strickland. But without one of those, not lucky because Izzy is picking the counter shot, but without one of those counter shots that Izzy picks, if that doesn't land, Sean Strickland jabs Izzy to death for 10, 25, 30 rounds for as long as he wants until Izzy's eyes are too like puffed up to be able to see anything. That's just the way the fight goes. And these Israel Adesanya fans are rewarding him for sitting out because the champion, the ex-champion, Sean Strickland, has a style that defeats Izzy most of the time. So Izzy just chose to sit out and wait rather than fight a contender. That's pathetic. That is pathetic. That's a pathetic way to say that you became a champion again. How can you have an MMA channel and think that? How can you have an MMA channel and think that? I don't understand. Anyway, that really annoyed me. It really annoyed me because this is the mindset of them. And he's going to get another title shot for it. And like, I mean, Izzy versus Dricus, I'll watch it. The build-up is going to be fun. I really don't know who wins that fight. It's going to be fun. But to come from someone, MMA Joey, who talks about meritocracy so much, and then to cheerlead this fight, so annoying, man. So annoying. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts on it down there in the comments. Make sure, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I mean, small creators like myself, look how many subscribers I have. It's like barely any. So every little subscriber, I appreciate so much. I appreciate every single comment so much. And of course, I will see you all in the next video.